Good morning, Floss Tube. I'm Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and this morning I'm going to share with you Needlework Masterpieces from Winterthur by Hollis, Greer Minor. I found this one last week while I was browsing through the thrift store, and it was half price day, so I flipped through it, found one picture that I really liked, and decided that it had to come home with me. Had no idea what Winterthur is, and after coming home and doing some looking online, it is an absolutely amazing looking museum in Delaware. It was the estate of Henry Francis DuPont. I hope I'm not getting that name wrong. And it has hundreds of rooms furnished in period styles. I found on YouTube this morning some video tours of a couple of the rooms, and I could just spend a whole day watching these videos because they're talking about how he combined 3 rooms into one and raised the ceiling to accommodate some wallpaper he had bought. It is amazing, and I picked up the book on a whim because of a couple patterns inside it, and now I really want to research this place because I'm curious. So these are needlepoint patterns. They are inspired by things in the museum. So they're not reproductions of the originals. The book, I like this book a lot. It has a really great section of stitch techniques. It has a section of advising you how to change colorways and modify colors. And she doesn't go hugely into it, but she goes into color theory. If you're changing one color, lay it out with all the other colors. And best thing of all, in the back of this book, there is a conversion chart, which converts the wool needlepoint threads that this calls for to a bunch of other options, including DMC 6-strand embroidery cotton. I don't know if there are enough colors included that I can use this as a starting point to convert some of my other needlepoint book patterns into counter cross stitch, but I love the possibility. So the other thing about this book, this is gorgeous aspirational eye candy. You know I love that. But it also talks about the history. So this is Berlin Bouquets, and it talks about the history of Berlin work and what it was. And this is the reason I picked up the book in the first place. These are the fishing ladies. I don't know when I'm going to stitch a fishing lady. I don't know if I'm ever going to stitch a fishing lady, but I don't have any in my collection of books, and now I do, and that makes me happy. She talks about the fishing ladies were done as, I'm going to get this wrong, like samplers were pieces to prove you knew how to do the needlework. The fishing ladies were the same sort of thing, and they would be made into cushions and displayed in the sitting room or the parlor as proof of the stitching. And it talks about fishing as a metaphor for catching a suitor, and I read the book cover to cover. I think a lot of it went in one ear out the other. I'm never going to absorb all of this, but it was really interesting. I suddenly have the need to stitch something to cover a brick. Now, are the old bricks in my yard the right size for these patterns? Do I have the patience to stitch something to cover a brick? I don't know. Not going to lose sleep over that. I also really like these birds. Something about them remind them of some of the samplers my friends are doing lately. So I am tempted by those. This book is just full of wonderful things. And look at the purse. This one, those are separate patterns for purses. This one, the bottom of the purse. Of course, it is not going to show you a picture, but a glimpse of the pattern there. It's this interlocking trellis, and I never thought I wanted to stitch a purse, but maybe I do. There's some really cool cornucopias, and if you watch my thrifting videos, you will know that cornucopias are kind of controversial at my house. I like this one. It looks a little bit like a ram's horn from the mythology. And this one is actually inspired, I believe that is copper plate printed fabric. Yes. So these aren't just reproductions of pieces that were originally stitched. She took the textiles in the museum and drew inspiration from those. Did I tell you that I love this book? And I know I tell you that I love every book I flip through here on the channel, but if I don't like the book, I'm not going to make a video and share it with you, because what would be the point in that? I also really like the luscious fruits. Look at the pineapple. These were inspired by old botanical illustrations. There's a second smaller pineapple. And the colors are just, I don't know why fruit draws me so much to stitch it. It also has the usual grapes and peaches and plums, and I'm not at all tempted to stitch those. There's some Victorian paisley. Am I coming to the end already? Garden Flowers and Vines. This is just a gorgeous book, and I don't know why. I keep picking up these needlepoint books, and I don't do needlepoint. I have dreams of converting them, some of them, into crown and cross stitch, but I don't know when or how. Or these are my least favorite projects in the book, probably because I have so many other stockings in my stash already, and I think the ones I have in my stash already are better stockings. And there's a Christmas tree angel, which I'm not finding a picture of here. I know she's there on the cover of the book. So thank you for watching. I'm Michelle with Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and we just flipped through Needlework Masterpieces from Winterthur. Highly recommend that you, if you're interested in old museums, go look at some of the videos of tours of the rooms, because they're amazing. Delaware is probably too far from home for me to ever get there, but I'm going to fall down a rabbit hole of watching those videos. And it's amazing the rabbit holes you can fall down just because you picked up a book at the thrift shop for $1.50. This one is still in print. I will put links to the book's Amazon page in the description down below. If you enjoyed this, I have a whole playlist that I've been building of things on my sewing room bookshelf that you might enjoy. I do lots of thrifting videos and floss tube videos. Consider subscribing if you're interested. I will be back with you again soon with more.